Good afternoon. How's everyone feeling after lunch? I am about ready for a nap after this, I think. That sunshine is pretty good. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a wonderful morning so far. Hopefully I can keep the momentum going and we can kind of have a fun afternoon. Park. I'm Sam, and along with my co-founder Tara Montaneri, who's based in New York. She couldn't be with us today, unfortunately. She would have absolutely loved this. We founded Park, and Park is an impact-driven, purpose-led sportswear company. And essentially what we're about is everything that we do in a way to kind of move society forwards, move sport forwards from a social impact perspective and from a sustainability and environmental perspective. So we make sportswear, apparel, footballs, equipment, and the world doesn't need another one of them, right? There's lots of them around. So we like to think that we do this in a different way. We like to think that we started this because we wanted to make an impact. We didn't start this because we wanted to make a sportswear brand. So we come from a consumer goods background, brand background. Both Tara and I have worked all over the world, and we thought, all these skills that we've learned over the years, how can we bring that to good, essentially? How can we develop something that's actually going to leave a really lasting mark on the world? And what better vehicle to do that than football? Right? Biggest sport on the planet. And what another better way to do it is with women's football, because we believe that the opportunity there, and it's been touched on this morning, the opportunity there is to really define the future. It is an open playing field, and we can kind of move forward, and with all the talent that's in the room, I think they can do amazing things. So I've got basically a very simple presentation to kind of walk through that just really sort of, I guess, outlines the kind of practical things that we do as a company to achieve those goals. We believe it is time to play better. And, in the match to improve women's football, we're kind of in the first half, right? We're kind of just writing the story at this point. It's tough. There's a lot of things that don't necessarily go in the right way. But you know what? We're making a lot of momentum. We're moving forwards. And there's a lot of inspirational stories that are going, and we want to be a part of that. So how do we help, essentially? And there's really 4 things that we do. And they're really simple. We do more access to play. We make footballs. For every football we sell, we pass an identical football on, donate a football to a player in need around the world. And it's a really simple program that we've run right from the beginning. And that enables us to work with charities around the world to make those donations, to get games started that otherwise wouldn't be done. We have a female-first design philosophy. We design apparel specifically with female athletes. We understand the challenges that those athletes face in terms of not having the right kit to play in. We work with players that are on their journey to whether they're kind of transitioning out of football, or whether they're trying to supplement their career with coaching or starting up other businesses. We work with them to try and help them kind of bridge that gap with whether that's be equipment or whether that's just conversations or knowledge or support in other ways. And we do all of this in a very sustainable manner. And I'm going to kind of flick through and kind of hopefully show you what we've done. So far, as I said, we started out with a really simple project to pass footballs. It started out as a passion project with Tara and I, and we thought, how can we, teach the generation now that there is a massive imbalance around the world where there are, kids and players that do not have access to the things that we take for granted. So we started to develop the Passable project, where we donate another ball to another player, and we start games all over the world that kind of look like this. That this is in a school in Uganda that we work with, a charity called Shanita. These kids You know, they were there for a holiday camp. They had 3 weeks there. They had no sporting equipment. They couldn't go home. It wasn't safe. We got like about 100 footballs into a remote school. They literally marked out the lines with flour and rocks, and they played football. Like, it's very simple. It can't happen if you don't have a football to do it. Here are a bunch of other pictures that we do. We've got the girl in the yellow shirt. That's in an area called Shimshal, which is the remote mountains sort of between Pakistan, China, and in that kind of sort of top area there. It took us 6 months to get the footballs in there on the back of a yak. But it's a girls' team that was existing in these mountains. They had absolutely no support, but we got footballs in there, and they were able to kind of play a game and kind of enjoy the sport. During this process of starting out with our footballs and our kind of impact project, we met a lot of really passionate women and girls along the way that were really into football, whether they were playing or fans of the game. And they really loved and identified the kind of the mission of what we were trying to do. But they said to us, hey, come and talk to us as a community, because there's a lot of other bigger issues that we're facing that we think that you as a brand could maybe help us with. So we did. We spent a lot of time. It was right at the start of COVID, so lots of people weren't doing much. We took the opportunity to jump on Zoom calls with everybody and start asking them, what are the issues that you're facing? And I've heard some of them already this morning. It was the kits that we're playing in don't fit us. We're playing in men's and boys' clothing. We don't like it. We love football. We love buying football stuff. We want to go to the shops and buy some football gear. There's nothing in the shops for me to buy. I can't find a shirt or a pair of shorts that fit me. So we worked with the PFA, which is the Professional Football Association in Australia, and we surveyed all of the female players. And we got a pretty overwhelming response. We got like 96 of them said, yeah, I'm playing in guys' gear. And we were like, this is like 2023. This is like ridiculous. So, we had 361 responses. We put a little free kind of text area in there. Just said, if you've got any other stories, let us know. We got 245 stories that were kind of like, I think we already touched on it again this morning, like there were the opportunity to ask the question, and they took the opportunity to tell us what was going on. This text is incredibly small. I didn't realize the screens were going to be that small. But you get the gist. It wasn't working for them. So we took this data, essentially, this kind of response that we got, and what did we do with it? Well, we basically developed a kit product that we thought would basically form the blueprint for how we could kind of move forward. So, when you're thinking about, obviously, a male athletic body, the variations in shape and size to a female athletic body is a lot different. You can get a pair of medium or large shorts for a guy. They're pretty much sorted. But with a female athlete, that's not the same. You need to have choice. You need to have variation. You need to have different opportunities to feel comfortable in what it is that you're wearing when you're playing. So we developed a kit system that allowed them to have that choice. So we started out by looking at fit and choice. And we simply designed a pair of shorts, and I've got a pair here. They don't look like much. A pair of black shorts. You'd think it'd be really easy to solve this, but it isn't, right? Finding a pair of black shorts that fits properly and offering athletes the opportunity to have a short length or a long length or a slightly different fit, so that when you look at the athlete on the field, they look like a team, but they all feel like they've had an almost like an individually tailored solution. So first, it was fit and choice. Second, of course, sustainability. So we spent a long time building our own fabrics. So this shirt that I'm wearing here is 20% seaweed fibers, all engineered on the inside face. The rest of it is recycled materials. We don't use any toxic chemicals. Toxic chemicals are bad. We use 100% natural algae treatments to create fast drying properties in our garments. We don't use any virgin plastics. We spend a lot of time like engineering, how the weave of our fabrics work, the air gaps between fabric and skin, how quickly we can move moisture from the inside face to the outside face, so that not only are we providing, a kit that fits for these athletes, we're not only providing a kit that's sustainable, but we're also finding a kit that actually performs at an incredibly high level. So using plant fibers rather than, plastic works. We've got fast drying, capabilities, we've got moisture wicking, incredibly comfortable to wear. I've been sweating a lot in this shirt today. It's really quite comfortable. And we work with a lot of professional athletes to make sure that it's working for them. And then we do all of this, we think, in a pretty unique way. We like to work with our customers and our partners, with a lot of customization, individuality, not just for the player, but for their teams and the clubs that they work with. So one sort of short case study that we've got is after the World Cup down in, I'm from Australia, by the way. After the World Cup down in Australia, Sam came to us and she said, I'm launching my academies and I really love what you guys are doing, and would you come on board and produce all the kits and the footballs and everything and bring your impact into our academies? We obviously said we'd love to. So we've developed a unique kit product for her. So it goes all the way from size 6 up to 16. We've got different fits of shorts for the girls in the programs. We've brought the Passable project into her business, so we can work with her and work with the values that she holds dear and the values of the brand that she's creating to bring impact into that and start distributing footballs out into these communities that really need it. We've also worked with her to implement player scholarships into her programs, because obviously, paying to go to these academies is quite expensive. So part of our commitment to impact is also bringing that to the table as well. So the way that we think about and structure deals with our customers and our partners, also we think about every single touch point that we can do to kind of make an impact and make a difference. And we can do them in any color, essentially. We work with lots of clients around the world to make football kits for lots of different people. So what's our aim? What's our goal? Well, as I said at the beginning, we are an impact-driven business. So everything we do has this at the very heart of what we're doing. So it's about getting kits onto girls and women that actually fit them. It's about getting footballs onto the feet of girls out there in the world that really need it to start programs, whether that's inner cities, in the middle of the desert or the jungle or wherever it might be, and starting those games that wouldn't already be started. And it's all about playing better, right? That's ultimately what we want to do at the end of the day. We've got this opportunity. The technology exists now in garment technology, in material science. The technology exists to do something way better that stands for something way more than just another pair of shorts or another top or another football. And essentially, we're in a room. If you, we're all here to do the same thing. If you guys like our mission and like what we're trying to do, then please feel free to reach out, help connect us with any clubs or leagues or schools, federations, any of those organizations that, either buy their footballs or buy their kits. It's let's start doing this in a smarter way. Let's start helping those people that are less fortunate, and let's do all of this in the most sustainable way possible. And ultimately, I'm Sam. That's my email address. Play really matters. That's what we believe. It transforms the player and the environment and the communities in which we exist. So let's use all the things at our disposal to play as best we can. And I think we've rattled through that in record time and let everybody...